We're also following a case out of Texas where a group of women is suing over what they say are the harmful impacts of the state's abortion law. That law, which is one of the most restrictive in the country, was able to go into effect after the repeal of Roe v. Wade. The plaintiffs claim that they were denied what they call medically necessary abortion care. And now the case is headed to the state's Supreme Court. Morning Joe reporter Daniela Pierre-Bravo joins us with more on this. Daniela, this seems important.
Yeah, good morning, Mika. Well, the group of women leading this lawsuit is hoping to bring clarity to some of the abortion exceptions in Texas. Right now, the only exception in the cases where there are life or health of the mother is threatened. But these women say the law isn't clear enough for their doctors to interpret and that they were denied abortions despite being seriously at risk. The case started with just 7 plaintiffs in March, but recently added 20 pregnant women who were affected by the state's ban, along with 2 doctors. Now, only a year ago, one of the newest plaintiffs, Kimberly Manzano, considered herself strongly anti-abortion. She says she never thought she'd be in this position, but that all changed when she heard the news of her baby's fatal condition from her doctor 12 weeks in.
Our son was leaking spinal fluid. The second one being there was no leg from the knee down. So we knew that. So there wasn't anything different with that. He was missing 1 kidney and he didn't have a bladder.
You had the MRI, you got the result, and then you spoke to the doctor.
If Kim even can make it to term, the child will never see the outside of the hospital. But she's at a higher risk of stillbirth or miscarriage, and we don't know what that could cost to her. So if it was my son, I would want him to be with God now, sooner than later. So we knew that's what he was saying. He was like, you can have her call my nurse and she can give you a name to a clinic in New Mexico that used to be here in Dallas. So the procedure was 2 days. So the second day after you go through recovery, and then my husband was able to meet me at the door to help me get to the car. And there was protesters out there. One man, he said, Mom, Dad, you guys could have been such a beautiful family. And hearing that, you're just like, sir, you have no idea what we did and what we've been through. But I mean, we judged people too. So we're no better because I've said before, we've been so anti-abortion. And then it's just like, it almost hits you like, oh my God, I was just like him. And I didn't know these situations.
Other plaintiffs in the case say the language in the state ban also seems to be causing fear and confusion in what doctors can and cannot say to patients. They're avoiding conversations around the word abortion. Listen to what one of the attorneys who is leading the case told me.
Physicians get a lot of medical training. They know how to treat patients. They are trained to not wait until their patients are on the verge of death before they provide treatment, yet because they are not trained in how to read these really vague and ambiguous statutes, they don't know, okay, is this the point that I can intervene? Does a patient have to be showing signs of infection? Do they have to be literally on death's door? We don't know. And so we're trying to get the courts to clarify.
So, Mika, while this specific suit isn't going to fully restore abortion access in Texas, clarifying the language of abortion exceptions could make a big difference in treatment options and care for pregnant women there. The Texas Supreme Court will hear oral arguments tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, similar cases have been filed in 3 other states. Mika?
Wow. Definitely follow those cases for us. They seem like they could have a lot of implications. And that interview with that formerly pregnant mother, Daniela, get that up on Know Your Value and extend it if you haven't already planned to do that. That was incredible. That was really a robust look at the problem. Thank you so much. Morning Joe reporter Daniela Pierre-Bravo.
And so the problem, we've talked about this in the so-called book banning cases in the state of Florida, which aren't really book bans, but they are laws and regulations that actually cause confusion, that seem to be ambiguous, and the point of many of them seem to be the ambiguity to freeze teachers, students, librarians in place, parents trying to figure out what they can and what they can't teach around tough issues. It's the same with these abortion cases, where it almost seems that the ambiguity is intentional to freeze doctors in place, to freeze medical providers in place, to freeze in place the very people who are meant to take care of women during some of these extraordinarily difficult times when their own lives may be in danger.
And these are the decisions that you can't have made by a hospital board or by a state court. I mean, you look at, this is abortion care, health care. This baby, this child they were trying to have was severely impaired, fatally impaired. And the question is exactly how much pain does the mother and the child and damage to the body go through? These are decisions that can't be made for people. And I loved the interview where she talked about how she, she understands now more. I think everybody understands more that abortion is not a simple issue.
Well, you said it can't be made by the state courts. Unfortunately, we're in a position where you're going to have 50 different state courts, 50 different state legislatures making 50 different setting the guidelines and the lines in 50 different states. And sadly, in this case, you have extremists. In so many of these state legislatures and in some of the courts, unfortunately, that push this to such an extreme position that, well, women's lives are in danger every day.